Hey guys, this is Chung,
And less.
and we're going to talk about the upcoming new Legion program for the WG Consortium website. Basically, what we're going to do is create some kind of collaboration, a group of people who are doing YouTube channels and YouTube videos, and basically come together to collaborate and expose everyone, get more exposure for them, as well as train and advise them on how to do things better if that's what you guys want to do, right?
Right.
So basically, it'd be a sign-up program, and then let's be straight up. There's just some people that we ran into and wouldn't get along with,
Right.
and unfortunately we just can't include everyone.
Mhm.
But right now we're seeding Legion. In other words, we are
Right.
talking about to people about, hey, great channel, I really like what you're doing, you want to be the initial seed for Legion, and then after that everyone could apply for the Legion program, go in, and we actually have a lot more to Legion, other than collaborating, exposing, and teaching everyone, and working with you guys too, because you guys might come in with stuff that we don't know. But the main thing is that me, Les, and Joey, and all the other producers of the WG Consortium will be there to try to work with everyone. It's easy to answer everyone's question in a group rather than people come and ask me, or people come and ask
Emails
Les.
or
or
PMs
Joey,
things.
and they Joey usually say, well, ask Chung, and then I'll be like, well, ask Les, and then Les will be like, well, ask Chung. I mean, it's just like
Right.
pain in the butt. So that's what the Legion program is really about. So you guys been hearing about it. We're here to talk about it. So we're going to start the first Legion video, okay? About
First one.
Some quick tips and tricks and stuff about how to make your YouTube channel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go.
Because that's how we'll make it shine. You have your shiny YouTube channels and show that everyone's bringing their stuff upwards. We're not just going to be doing cell phone videos and things like that. Not that that's a problem, but it is a problem.
Yeah, well, for some. In other words, the program's really for people who want to step above what they're doing or want to learn more stuff,
Right.
to be able to do it. Now, I'm not going to lie and say, we're using webcams. We're not. We're kind of, using, high-end consumer cameras, I guess that's what they would say.
Yeah, prosumer.
And then we have all these rigs and stuff like that. And since I'm co-producing your channel, co-producing the Joey Berry as well, these guys got the equipment to do what they do. But there's a lot of ways to go really cheap.
Oh, yeah.
And even do really gorgeous stuff just with cheap equipment. And we're going to go through all that stuff too. We like being spoiled, I guess.
We upgraded. That's what it was.
Upgrade,
so
that's
we
true.
could talk about the old equipment, what you start off with. I had my iPtech Action HD, and then I didn't want to deal with battery power for the tutorials and how long they can be sometimes. And then I went to a webcam because you just plug it in and you can record as long as you got hard drive space. I know you had your ZI-8. That's what you were using first, and then we upgraded those and started
Actually, what I was using first was my Canon PowerShot.
There you go, Canon PowerShot.
Point and shoot camera, and it worked pretty well.
Yeah. When you start, it was kind of like a slow upgrade for me. The first thing you would buy would be, a webcam. That's how you start. Or people are recording on their cell phones. Cool. That's fine. You want to test out YouTube, see if people are liking your style of videos, whether you're just doing the vlog or something like that. Then, those things, that type of equipment suffices. A lot of people are finding out, they don't like to watch tutorials if they're through an old webcam or through a cell phone. You kind of want something that's a little bit better. I mean, you can get a higher end webcam like I did for a while, the LifeCam. I know you got one. And you use those and they get a bit sharper of an image. And when you really figure out what you want to do, you can figure out what your demands are. Should I get a nice HD camera, which is always the better way to go. The camera I use right now is awesome. It's, it does it, but for most people, like a $600-700 camera, it's not practical. If you're just filming, hey guys, I'm doing an open box and things like that. And later on, if you do take it seriously, you can invest in the better equipment, get better lights, all that stuff, and it's going to make the production that much better. And people notice when you take the time to make your video nice, you think about how to how to do it and things like that. Quality over quantity. A lot of people, they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And they let you know.
Now let's go over like maybe 2 or 3 the biggest basics about starting up a channel is one, they have to be able to see you.
Yes.
Right. If you're blurry, that's not going to help. Right.
What's the point?
Too far away, the color's off. There's no light.
Unnatural angles too.
Natural angles too.
A lot of the first YouTube guys that were doing like tutorials and stuff, they would have the tripod on the desk upside down, and that wouldn't have been so bad in post if they would have flipped it 180 degrees,
right.
So it looks natural, so it looks like you're way above the person looking at the table. But I kind of compare it to learning to drive a car sitting on the hood looking in at someone else driving the car. You don't have any, it doesn't feel natural. It's not a natural angle to look at stuff. So there's that. I mean, that's really the basic thing, and then we could go into
now audio too. Is audio obviously if you can't hear them, or if you're shouting like you're eating your microphone, right? People are not gonna watch your channel,
Yeah, and that's a big thing too. Like if you're showing something, you kind of need to have good video. If you're just doing like your vlog babbles or something like that, and you're talking, and you might have the camera on yourself, you don't need to be in HD, but your audio needs to be clean. Like it needs to be clear if that's what you're doing, and people need to be able to hear what you're saying, because if that's primarily what your show's about, concentrate on those points. So
right.
It's that could improve a lot of channels out there, I think.
Right. Now this is the third thing, is that sometimes to fix your video, really all it really takes is right lighting.
Yeah. More lighting is better. I mean, you don't want to blow out like people think you're on the sun, but turn some lights on. Just normal house lamps, get some light on you.
Good example is getting a clamp light and then putting
the shop lights from Lowe's or any DIY store.
Cheap,
really cheap,
and easy to make, and really cheap. And now some people, now when I watch their webcam, them using their webcam, you get this fuzziness. It's like this staticky. That's just not enough light. If you just stick enough light in there, that goes away. Actually, it's the small little fixes that makes your video 100 times better.
I believe, I don't want to be quoted, but I think it's like a lot of that, like the noise. You get the in the darkness, you get this noise, and it has to do with like the webcams. They use these super tiny sensors that don't allow a lot of light in, and you have to have a lot of lighting, whether you had like a little lamp on your desk, just something to light it up, and it would make your video that much better. And if your camera, like webcams, the LifeCam Cinema that I have, you can set the focus on manual, do that so your camera isn't focusing and then out of focus. And a lot of that has to do with light too, because most of those cameras have programs that recognize faces. But if the lighting is not good enough, it's not going to know what's there. It says, I see something, but I'm not sure what to focus on, this or the lamp in the hallway over there. So, just little things like that.
It's about how you do things. It's about how creative you can get with it. Learning some tips and tricks about angles and
storyboarding. Just planning out what you're gonna shoot. If you want to add some kind of comedic stuff in there, plan for that. And that's what storyboards do. And if you don't know what storyboards are, it's basically writing the action and the script like together. It's kind of saying, okay, the first part of the video, I'm gonna walk into the room and look at my paint desk and go, what? And whatever it's gonna be about, you're just illustrating it so that when it becomes time to turn the camera on, you have a workflow. You know what scenes you have to shoot. If you need to shoot any outside or anything, whether it's at the end or at the beginning or somewhere in the middle, you can get all your shots that you need outside, mark them off, and say, cool. And then with your editing, you know where everything's supposed to lie. You look at the storyboard and say, oh, this is where this is supposed to happen. This is the cue for this one, this one, this one. And then you end up these really clean videos. I mean, Chung could talk about that because he does all that different stuff where he's entertaining you guys and things like that. So
I definitely could, and we definitely will. We'll just do that step at a time. Basically, right now we're just telling you guys what Legion is and some the really basic stuff. because a lot of people have been asking us about it. And if you make YouTube videos now, there's nothing wrong with sitting there in front of you, with your camera and doing stuff. Like, if you're sitting in front of your webcam and doing stuff, you don't need storyboarding, obviously.
Right.
Unless you're gonna write some kind of story and do, little character stuff like what Boss Tay does all the time.
Well, you'd be when when I was my little quick tips, I storyboard those.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, here's my intro. I'm going to talk about this, and here I want a slow pan shot of whatever, and then I'm going to go into this. Because then you think about it, you're like, I have a minute to get out whatever I need to get out, and it has to be simple, to the point, and whatever. And you think, oh yeah, when you don't have a time limit and you can sit here and just babble,
Like
it's
we're
not
doing
that
now.
hard, right? What we're doing now, it doesn't take a lot. But when you have a certain time limit and you're like, look, we have to squeeze this into this, then you
Exactly.
storyboard. So even that, the longer stuff that you do, like Straight Up or the parody videos, stuff like that, you gotta write down, what's supposed to be happening.
Yeah. Now those have to be storyboard. I have the first couple ones we haven't done yet. This next Straight Up that we're working on by the time of this filming, gonna have to do storyboarding. The problem is storyboarding really helps tell your actors what the story's about, where they're going to be standing, how the scene's going to look. So especially when you're not just doing it yourself, sitting there pretending you're someone else and you're just taking different angles and stuff. When you're working with 5 or 6 people, it is tough. It's manic, basically. So you have to do stuff like storyboarding and stuff. So that's it, guys. Hopefully, I'll let you guys know when the applications come up for Legion. And I'll let the people know that I've already talked to about seeding Legion, the people that's going to see Legion. I'll let them know when that's going to be available as well. But right now, the concept's there. We're already talking to people. It's already being built. So hopefully, I'll let you know if you're interested about the application. And yeah, that's it, right?
That's it.
Okay, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.